the Chase Thomas Podcast, for people who have nothing but time to kill.
Vols best five. Speaking of tough, after we're taping this before the Vols play tonight against Tarleton State, I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun watching what the Vols are going to do. Rick Barnes might get mad again in the second half. We'll see what Tennessee looks like for the full game here. Probably a lot of young guys that we'll get to see again. But Will, I've been wondering back and forth on this, and let me just, in the interest of full disclosure, Jemai Mashak's one of your five best players. I don't think you can run away from this. I think he is awesome. I love Jemai. He's just, he does everything I want. He makes winning plays. He's someone I want on the floor in crunch time. He knows his role. Like, he's not going to take crazy shots. He's not going to do anything to really hurt the team in any kind of crazy way in the half court. I trust him at the line in critical moments. I trust him, obviously, pressing and everything else and guarding the opposing team's best player. I just don't know where he fits, and maybe it's just night to night. It depends, and Barnes has already been pretty flexible on that front of what he'll close with. I mean, Dalton Connect having a tough game, and it's like, I'm still just not going to throw him out there if he's just doesn't have it. So I think Barnes is very fluid there, which is good. But I don't know. I don't know who the best five for the Vols is to this point in the year. Do you?
So I think it kind of is just like the starting five, I think, is their best five at the moment, where it's Ziegler, Vescovy, Triple J, Connect, Adu, or we'll flip Triple J and Connect, but you get the picture. The 2 through 5 there, I actually think should be in pretty much every closing lineup, barring them like having a real stinker or something, or like being hurt. Triple J, Adu, Vescovy, Connect, all should be in like a closing five, which kind of leaves like, obviously, Ziegler played quite well against NC State, easily his best game of the season, probably his best since the Mississippi State game last winter when I think he scored 27, something like that. But that was his literal first good game of the year. And obviously he's coming back from injury, so you get some grace there, and maybe that's one where he flips the switch. But at the same time, maybe it isn't. So I think there's going to be, I'm gonna say 4 pretty consistent pieces, maybe 3 with Adu being the swing piece if he's in foul trouble. Where it's like Triple J, Vescovy, and Connect are going to be in pretty much every best 5 you have, because it's like, even if Vescovy's not hitting threes, he's amazing defensively just because of his motor. Connect can go and get a bucket. Triple J has been the best all-around player this season. I don't think that's a real question. And then it's like, okay, if you want to go small, maybe you play Mashak and Ziegler. If you want to go double big, you can play Adu and Waka together. Not my favorite, but they've done it and gotten away with it against certain teams. Mashak is an option. Ziegler is an option. So I think today it's going to just depend. It really kind of, the question rotates for me around like, has Jordan Gainey made a 3 in this game or not? Because his playability to me is pretty much entirely dependent on that. His defense is fine. I don't think he's been bad on that end. He doesn't, and I like that he never seems to get down on himself. He's never really frustrated or upset that he misses a shot. He just is like, okay, I'll take another one. It's fine.
He's got a very Nick Young quality to him.
See, as the negative spin of this is like, he's got a very Victor Bailey quality to him. And they're like, oh, but no. He's mostly held up all right as a defender. And the encouraging thing to me is that when he's not hitting shots, he's been really good at just being like, okay, I'm going to go attack the rim and see what happens. And that's good. Like, Tennessee's had guys like that in the past, Tyreek Key, who, like, when they weren't hitting shots, they really had no value anyway. Whereas like, Gainey still provides some amount of it, but he's got to not go 23% from 3 in a 5-game stretch when it matters, which is where he's been at the last 5. He's 5 for 22. So I don't know. I think my official answer as of now is the main starting lineup.
The Gainey stuff, and I don't know, it's just going to get awkward. I mean, the coach aspect to it is going to get awkward if this gets dicey and the shooting doesn't improve. I
mean, maybe, he's like, Justin's been pretty okay with criticizing his own kid.
It's one thing to do it, but it's like, do you have to sit him? Does he have to go to the end of the bench? Because here's my thing. Dillione has to play, and Barnes has to get okay with Dillione going through the lumps. Like, I think he is just, you need guys, especially when Connect has those off nights that he's going to have. You need guys who can do stuff off the dribble. You need guys who or have that upside to create. You like what you have with Kennedy Chandler, where Kennedy Chandler was a nice balance to this team, and I think there's a reason that team just felt a lot more smooth offensively. It's just he made life a lot easier for everybody around him, and you also just trusted him with the ball in his hands late. You trusted him to create and do stuff. Like I loved Kennedy Chandler's game and what he brought to Tennessee. And Sakai, it's been rough up until the NC State game with his return. We'll see. You just have to force feed Dillione. I think he has the most upside outside of all the young guys in terms of what they can be as an individual creator. And you just got to deal with the lumps. I hope he gets a lot of run here, but I'm like, when do you make that call of like, all right, Gainey's out of the rotation and we're going to give Dillione those minutes? Because I don't know where else they come from between those two.
Well, I don't disagree. But at the same time, Dillione has been easily the worst defender on the team.
Yeah, but you got to live with that.
Your defense is still going to be pretty good defensively. Yeah. But see, I feel the way you do about Dillione, I feel about Cameron Carr. I would give Carr some more minutes, let him figure it out, because again, they don't build 6'6" guys with a 7'2" wingspan in the lab every day.
Yeah.
That is quite literally a piece very few other programs in the nation have. So the shooting is what it is. It's like he's fine at it, but he's got unlocked potential as a driver. He's held up all right defensively, better than any of the other freshmen, I would say. I think he's been the best defender when he's been on the court. I wouldn't be offended if they gave Estrella a little run here too, of the freshmen. I will say.
Go. Nicely done, nephew. The Chase Thomas podcast. Hell yeah.